brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant Broadband Internet.
Yes, 10:30 on a Wednesday morning. And, of course, Wednesdays we get vibrant. You just feel the energy in here this morning.
Man.
I mean, golly.
It may be cloudy outside, but it's sunny in here.
Yes. And we're all wired up. We're all vibrant.
We are.
Yeah.
Well,
how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having us, Randy. Well, welcome to another Vibrant You Live. My name is Bo.
I'm Nathan.
And we have a guest with us today. We're switching up a little bit. We have Tony McCleary in the house.
Yep. So you won't recognize Jane. Jane's voice did not change dramatically. This is a different
yes,
person.
If you're hearing this is not Jane.
And I'm not blonde.
Well, last week we talked a little bit about Wi-Fi calling, how that can help you stay connected. Also a little bit about hotspots and how they compare, how they're different from Vibrant's fiber and our fixed wireless. And we're going to switch gears a little bit today, and we're going to get to know a little bit more about our broadband operations manager, Tony McCleary. So welcome, Tony. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
Well, give us a little bit of a brief history on yourself.
Oh,
What makes you tick?
Yes.
oh Lord. I don't know that we can say that on the radio.
I was going to say, let's not get too crazy.
Started in telecom back in 1987 as a splicer and went into engineering. Ran construction for the last several years, and love wildlife artwork, love hunting and fishing, occasionally a libation on a
Here and there.
here and there.
They all
you-
seem to go together.
Yes.
They do.
And you hail from Watertown?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The big town of Watertown.
The big town of Watertown.
and if
Nice.
you look it up, it always takes you to South Dakota, and I don't
Every time, right?
every time.
Is there a Watertown, South Dakota that's
There
more
is-
popular or something?
I
Is
think
you
it
just-
must be.
Yeah, I got some family from that. That's what pulls up when I search it.
Yeah. It's like, no, I wouldn't go east.
What does your role as broadband operations manager look like?
So I oversee the construction, the engineering, drop construction, and installation at individuals, customers' homes.
Okay.
Yep.
It sounds like you've kind of, in your previous experience, you've kind of been involved, like start to finish, just about.
Very, very much so. From reading prints to drawing up prints to now overseeing everybody build the prints.
It's got to be helpful seeing someone in a role that you started in,
Yeah.
and knowing like what works for them, what struggles they might have. So I bet that's a big benefit for you.
It is. It can be a frustration, but
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
it's a good thing.
Obviously, stuff changes. You started, quite a while ago, and
Oh, yeah.
technology up, But a lot of the work, I think, probably stays consistent.
Yeah,
you'd
the
think.
work's pretty much back when I started. We were working with lead, copper cables is in the underground a lot,
Yep.
and now it's all glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the speeds are amazing.
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit since
Yep.
then. So, you also work with kind of the grants, and we've seen a lot of government grants going towards funding broadband in the rural communities, which is awesome. It's nice that the government, both federal, state, and local, are recognizing just how important it is to stay connected, across the whole country. So, talk a little bit about that process. How that process works and how you're involved
Yep.
in that.
I'm generally involved with gathering all of the data and then applying for it.
Yeah,
We get
pretty big process. it seems
Yeah,
like.
we get a heads up that this is coming, and then we'll get notified that this is when you can start to apply, or the deadline to apply by.
Yep.
But it's and there's different from NTIA and the FCC, the Minnesota group,
Yep.
deed office. You never RUS. You never know who's going to
who's
actually be funding it or putting out the request. But all of a sudden, it's like, oh, there we go.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of areas that just otherwise would not have been served with grid internet.
No, it really benefits everybody to keep applying for these. I mean, we don't get every grant we apply for, but we keep trying.
Yeah.
And we've gotten quite a few. We've been rather successful at it, even though we aren't getting every one. But
I know on the sales side, me, Bo, and Jane, when we're calling people, we're moving into some of these areas. Some of them are truly shocked that they're able to get some of this stuff that comparing to what they have. Because it seems like, a lot of the places that we get granted are the biggest need. So they're going from really, really poor quality internet to like sometimes fiber. Something like it's quite a huge difference.
And in many cases, they're getting better speeds in the rural areas than they are in the cities.
Certainly, yeah.
It's kind of reversed, and I always love that because I've spent most of my life working in the cities.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's nice to be able to have that leg up for once.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
it works out, But the cities have relatively, decent internet. They're not as dire need. That's
right,
why.
Yeah.
right, and they're generally so much closer to a central office that their speeds are they're higher than normal,
For sure.
but not as higher as like a fiber would
Correct.
be.
Yeah,
and the benefit for bringing it out here is people don't have to go to work in the cities anymore.
Correct.
Yeah. I just talked to a guy. He's moving from the metro area to the rural area, and he's like, I'd love to work from home. I know this may not be a possibility. And it was in an area that we had fiber, gave him the speeds, the price. He's like, he was shocked.
Awesome.
He's like, this helps me make my decision on buying a home. So it's
Right.
Well, it's not just. I mean, it's schooling now. We noticed during COVID, everything went online, and they're still using online for snow days
Yep.
and telehealth now. I know people that can't get out. Do a lot of health stuff remotely. I did one of my kids was sick. We did a telehealth thing and got a prescription without having to leave the home, which was really, really nice.
That is
just
awesome.
the amount of stuff you can do besides the technology. We talk about streaming all the time and all the fun stuff you can do.
Right.
But the work and the school and just about everything is internet based. And if you're rural and you don't have a connection, you can't take advantage
Right.
of that.
Yeah. No. Now, if I was a kid and got a snow day and still had to go to school,
Yeah, that
I
would
know.
be
it's like, no, I'm going outside.
pros and cons for sure.
You just unplug the router
Right.
and be
It's
like,
like,
snow
I've
day.
lost it.
True.
So what recent builds has Vibrant completed, and what do we have on the docket for this spring, summer?
Yeah, currently we're looking at finishing up. Well, we've done Big Swan. We're working in French Lake Township right now in Wright County. We should be finishing that up this spring. Working in Harrison Township in Kandiyohi County. We should also finish that one up this spring, and then going into East Lake Lillian and Lake Elizabeth. And then we've got Reconnect 4, the big one that we got funded. That's going to be an area, it's pretty chopped up as to where we're going, but it's from Litchfield headed up northwest towards Belgrade.
Yep. Yeah, it's a huge area, and like Tony mentioned, it is pretty chopped up. You can see certain areas, and I think the government is really trying to be smart about it, and like you said, try to fund the areas that are most desperate. That's why you kind of see kind of chopped up. They don't necessarily want to, think it's great to invest in areas that already have serviceable,
Very
products.
true.
Yeah, and if you have questions, if you're out there like, am I in this grant area? That's just giving a call to us. We can help answer that. Help answer some.
There's not an
timeline.
easy map you can look at as a residential person or a business. So that's why you're giving us a call. We have access to some of the areas that we're able to build in that we're going to have coming up in the future. So give us a call, like Bo mentioned, for sure. Not everybody knows. Well, sometimes people are like, I had no idea this was coming. We usually send letters for construction when we're working in the area, and obviously people would see us working out there. But if you don't know, give us a call. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know this winter's been a little unusually warm, which has been a great thing. But how's that affected your role?
We
your
have
job?
gotten several more miles.
Yeah.
Actually, we weren't even going to start Harrison Township, and it's allowed us to get, I think, roughly 20 miles of that built.
Oh wow.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Usually you get to November, we're done.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
And-
The last
and-
few years it's been
yeah.
like that pretty consistently.
Everybody goes ice fishing, and then we come back in the spring, but not this year.
Yeah, last year we didn't even have really much spring. So
Yep.
And we were talking about winter will probably still come at some point here. We still have February, pretty much all of February and all of
Yep.
March, but it's been nice so we can get what we can get for sure.
Yeah.
Just on our side, we've been able to construct way more fiber than we would have hoped, and it's great for us. I know not everybody, maybe there are some businesses that rely on the winter, but for construction, it certainly is helpful.
Very much so.
Anything else you'd like to add about your kind of role or Vibrant up and coming stuff that you can think of?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Just glad to be here trying to get it to the rural communities.
Yeah, and if like Bo mentioned earlier, if you are curious if you can be served or you don't think you can be but you're interested, it's always helpful to give us a call. We'd love to know about areas in need. Even if we can't serve them currently, we can keep them on the dock. Like Tony said, there's always areas we can apply for.
Right.
If we're not currently getting funding, if there is a need there, maybe that would come down the line.
And that'll help us push to go into an area a little bit when we personally know that there's a higher need.
Correct.
We'll definitely.
Yeah, there's a lot, besides funding, there's a lot of areas that the co-op has helped fund because there is such a need as well.
Yep,
so
very much so.
May not always possible because construction is extremely expensive. But if you have need, if you're curious, if you're serviceable, if you can get better internet, just give us a call.
Yeah.
Me, Bo, Jane, we'll get you kind of help figure it out, if it's a possibility now or in the future. So a couple events we want to kind of bring to your attention as well. So next Tuesday, that's the 13th, we're having a Dreaming of Streaming class at the Meeker Co-op office. If you haven't been to one of these, we usually get a good crowd, 10, 15, 20 people, usually small enough where everybody gets to ask their questions. But certainly you're not the only one that'll show up. But if you have questions about streaming, if you're curious, what it is, what it means, if you're interested in maybe saving money, you pay too much for cable, any of that stuff, this is a free class open to the public. You don't have to have Vibrant internet. You don't have to be a Meeker Co-op member. We do have some snacks and non-alcoholic drinks too, so you don't have to, it's around that dinner time. We start at 5:30, but usually it only lasts till about 6:30, so it's not going to take up your whole evening or anything. And then we're actually starting a new class that Thursday the 22nd. That's 2 Thursdays, I believe, from now. Actually, maybe 3 Thursdays. The Thursday, the 22nd, we call this one Hackers, Scammers, and AI. So if you are one who's been concerned about how vulnerable you are on the internet, how to stay safe on the internet, if you have questions about what to look out for, kind of red flags, the whole class is going to be, that kind of stuff. What can you keep an eye out for? How can you stay safe? What kind of protection can you have on your devices? So much is on the internet, as we talked about here with Tony. Your phones, your computers, your cars, sometimes your TVs, everything's connected to the internet, it seems like. And unfortunately, there are some cons to that. There are criminals out there that are trying to take advantage of that. So it's a free class. That's February 22nd, cybersecurity kind of focus. So if you're interested in learning some of that, come on out.
Yeah, we'd love to see you there, and we've done some of our Vibrant, radio shows on that. So you can actually catch, if you're interested in just doing a little prep, you can catch the replays of those episodes on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel. You just search Vibrant Broadband. You can catch this episode. We always replay them, typically the day after. Also, you can listen here live Wednesdays at 10:30 KLFD. And like Nathan said, give us a call with any of these questions. If you have questions on if you can be served, if your area is already served, just give us a call at 693-3231. You can also go on our website at vibrantbroadband.com. And we want to thank Tony so much for coming on.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate having you. Yeah, and thanks Randy for having us. Well, this has been another Vibrant U Live. I'm Bo.
I'm Nathan.
And we hope to catch you next Wednesday.
Brilliant speed with Vibrant service. Vibrant Broadband Internet. Vibrant Broadband Internet.